Hey, it's John, LBF, Little Blue Ford. So, I've mentioned this truck in some videos, and I thought I did an intro on it, but I haven't found an intro video yet for it. So, yeah, it's all covered in snow currently. Well, I just wanted to run down a quick little intro into this truck. I don't even know now when I bought it. It was probably about 15 years ago I bought this. This is a 1995 F150, packaged as an XL. It did have air conditioning, but vinyl interior and uh, yeah, 300 straight six for the motor. Great motor, by the way. Uh, Four-wheel drive. Did not look anything like this when I bought it. It was bone stock, and as it turned out, it needed a whole bunch of work. And sometimes I think I might have been better off buying the F250 I was also considering at the time. That was a extended cab, four-wheel drive with the 7.3 diesel. I was worried about my budget at the time, so this was a little bit cheaper, and I went with this, but I ended up dropping a couple grand on fixing this the first year I had it. Trouble with buying used, you gotta figure you gotta put money into it. But live and learn. Anyway, we're gonna get a car coming past here. Uh, so it's a manual transmission. It had the M50D. I think it's a BW 1356 transfer case, something like that currently. When it gets rebuilt, it's probably getting an NP205 with twin sticks because of the way I use this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna actually put a regular pickup bed. I'm thinking about building a custom utility flatbed for it. But it's been a work and play truck. It's been a great thing. I put alright, so where to start with this? On the modifications. There's 1-ton coil springs in the front and custom leaf packs in the back. I took 2 sets of 3/4-ton leaf springs and made a custom pack out of them. So it sits like a 250 or 350 of its vintage. Currently, it's a Dana 44 twin traction beam front and 8/8 rear. These are not the original axles. The original axles were 308 gears. I believe these are 345 gears. I replaced both of those. The rear axle has a Lock-Right lunchbox locker in it because I got tired of the one-wheel peel and it was cheap and easy and rather effective. Currently I need new tires for this, among other things, but it's getting rebuilt as soon as I can get done with the dump truck that I'm going to be collecting parts for this. And I've been debating if I want to Super Duty axle this, or if I want to keep these axles, or if I want to go to the Dana 50 in the front and whatever matching rear for the vintage and keep twin traction beam. I'm debating the merits of different things at this point. And it's also going to depend on the frame donor that I have for this, which you'll see on a future video. The frame donor was a two-wheel drive. I've been told it's not hard to convert the two-wheel drive to twin traction beam front, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't tore into it. We'll figure it out. I got a torch and a welder. I'm not scared. I did put a 130 amp alternator on this and upgraded all the wiring. Currently I have an 8,000 pound mile marker winch and a mobile mount on the front that I built myself. Front bumper I built myself. It was an early design and it's not finished. I have filler pieces to fill in here. LED flush mount fogs to go in there. This was going to get braced out to the corner's neatened up. Get a plate mount there. I was also going to make this so that it works with my snowplow for this truck. I have, I think it's a 7.5 foot Myers, one of the old classics. But I was going to build my own mount for the pump unit and lift assembly and build my own undercarriage. I actually have the steel for that, I just haven't got to it. So that's on the list. That'll be on the new truck. Different headlights. I have a chrome grille. My donor truck has the doors with the bigger mirrors, like the Chop Top has. So that'll be nice. Oh yeah, leaf springs. Give you a peek in here. The leaf springs. Solid diff cover. And that is a class 4 hitch on the back. What else? Oh yes. So, within the first year of owning this truck, one of the first things I had to deal with, other than broken leaf spring hangers and a leaking rear gas tank — both of the gas tanks are now plastic, by the way. Oh yeah, front hubs I had to change from automatic hubs to manual because the automatics weren't working, and I found that out by getting stuck, and Mom had to pull me out with her Explorer, which was rather humbling. But I also have better tires and a locker now, so there is that. Anyway, the clutch went on this. And because I have trouble leaving things alone, and I knew I was going to be working this truck, I put a stage 2 or 3 clutch in it. I don't remember which now, but it was not a stock clutch. It was rated for like heavy duty work. Well, those clutches, if you don't know, they work kind of like an on-off switch rather than a clutch. And if you know anything about the 300 straight 6, it really doesn't care what it's connected to with an on-off switch. So, it's a little bit of a driving experience. But anyway, when I did that, I put a new slave cylinder in. Not because the old one was leaking, but because, well, it's an internal slave, so it's inside the bell housing, so you have to drop the transmission to get to it. Well, the first really cold winter day that I ran it, slave cylinder started leaking. Limped it along until spring, dropped the transmission, replaced the slave cylinder, put it in, fine for all year until a really cold winter day, and guess what? It's leaking again. After dropping the transmission 4 times, I had the bright idea of dump truck uses a ZF5 and their external slave, and all you need is a roll pin punch and a pry bar and a helper. Well, dump trucks are also big blocks, not small block. Bunch of junkyards would not sell me a ZF5, telling me that it would not fit in an F150. For the old body style Fords up to the F250s of 97, they all used the same cab and fenders, whether it was a 150, a 250, a 350, a 450, or a 550. So telling me it's not going to fit is insanity in itself. But they insisted, their computers said it does not fit. Well, I got a junkyard that I knew the owner up in Edinburgh area. Called them, they told me the same thing, it wouldn't fit. I said, well, I guarantee it will fit. I said, I want to buy it. And they said, okay. Got it, and found that it was an internal slave. But I also found out at that time, the ZF5 with the internal slave, the one that I got, I believe it was out of a 92 F250. They use a heavier duty slave. Yeah, I'm right by the road right now. There's the road. Just glad the train hasn't come past yet. Anyway, I put the ZF5 in this, bolted right up. Of course, now I have a transmission that doesn't care, that's connected to a motor that doesn't care by an on-off switch, so I've broken a few things like drive shaft U-joints. But anyway, give you a peek inside. It's a mess right now. So, the ZF5, they pulled the stub out of the top of the transmission. I got a new old stock stub off of eBay that was supposed to be correct. And when I got it and put it in the transmission, I found that the problem was it pointed at the dash instead of the seat. And that's about the time that I realized I had a shifter stub for an E-Series van. But no matter, I have access to a bender and bent up a piece of 5/8 rebar. It's bolted to the stub down there. This is a shift boot out of a 4-speed 80s 4-speed manual of an 80s F150. Oddly enough, factory shift knob fits on top of 5/8 rebar if you grind down the ribs a little bit. Aftermarket radio, brake controller, shifter. These switches are for the plow. I have power activation for the switches, and then I have up, down, and left, right, all nice and convenient there. Probably didn't have you pointed it the right direction. Power, up, down, left, right, toggle switches, CB radio, rebel flag's an old joke amongst friends. This does have rear speakers. I upgraded all the speakers years ago with the radio. Yeah. Nice little old truck. It's been a good truck to me. Yeah. I think that about covers everything for now. I put the ladder rack on. Side boxes, cross box. It's a work truck. What can I say? Use it for all my heavy duty work. Towing, hauling. Put a new tailgate on it, and unfortunately, I backed into a sapling, and the sapling did that. So my nice, perfect tailgate isn't so perfect anymore, unfortunately. But things happen, so there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.